G'day everyone, and welcome to another video as we continue to make our way down the Western Australian coast. This one primarily has us at Denham, and whilst they're on our way here we have a look at Shell Beach, and very different sort of beach that one with all its shells. And then while in Denham we go out to Monkey Mire, and on our return from Monkey Mire before we get back into Denham we go out and have a look at the national park there. There's some very beautiful coloured cliffs out there with the red cliffs and the blue water and the white sand. Very pretty location to visit, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm Mick and this is Sally. Together we've been caravanning Australia since the 1980s, and more recently we started to put the videos together just to show you some of what we see out there. There's a lot to see in Australia and we hope you enjoy what we have here to show you. Joining us on the big lap with their own van are our good friends Michael and Janice. You can follow us on our trips via the following social media platforms. Now leaving the Hamlin Pool Caravan Park, we have a look at Shell Beach as we make our way up to Denham. There's a lot of caravanners leaving Denham and Monkey Mire, could be either or either, as we make our way towards Shell Beach, and at this point in time we start to see some very coastal blue water scenery. As we arrive here at the car park, we pull up here alongside a Kokoda caravan, and lo and behold they're a couple of followers of ours, and very pleasant people to talk to, and we do thank them for the New Zealand chocolate that they gave us. Shell Beach is only a very short walk from the car park, and when you get down there it is a beach with a little bit of a difference. Shell Beach is made up entirely of shark-bait cockles, and as you walk along the beach all you can hear is crunch 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 as you step on the shells. The small white shells stretch for 60 kilometres along the coast. Some parts are as much as 10 metres deep, and that is mind-blowing. The unique composition of the beach makes it one of only two of its type in the entire world. There is no sand on this beach, it's only pure shells, and to mix with that, very picturesque blue water. As we continued making our way towards Denham, we found this parking bay here on the left hand side that offered some very picturesque views. Although the camera doesn't capture it very well, the blue water in the ocean was something that really caught our eye. Very scenic view as you drive down into Denham, and it's something that we remember very clearly from the last time when we were here. As we make our way down towards the caravan park, it's very obvious to us that it's a clean, and I'm going to say it's a love town by its own people, because there's just not one thing that's out of place in the town, and it's a picture to view. When we arrived here at the Caravan Park, we were greeted and booked in by a very pleasant lady at the booking in office. G'day everyone, and we're all set up here at the Tasman Holiday Park here in Denham, here for 2 nights. Unfortunately that's all that we could get. Fully booked out, of course, being this time of the year, but hopefully we can get everything done in those 2 days that we'll have, so see how we go. The Caravan Park has extended and more than doubled in size at a guess since we were here last time, but of course that was 21 years ago. But very huge caravan park this one, and clean, and it's got everything that you would ever want from a caravan park. This park has got 2 levels. We were in the bottom level, and last time we were here we were up on the top level, and it's the top level where they've done all the expansions. The top level has got some very scenic views as you look out over the water, and of course to get those scenic views it comes at a premium price. Once all settled and set up in the caravan park, we thought we'd take a walk down along the foreshore, and it's very nice down there with the blue water. It is something that we love, as the blue sea water. Not that we're necessarily sea water people, but just to look at the blue water, it is very relaxing. The ocean waters, not only are they blue, but it's very clear water, and when you get that blue water mixed in with the green lawn that's on the footpath here, it's just very nice. It's a wonderful place to be at. The restaurant that we're looking at now is made out of those shells that can be found on Shell Beach, and they were mined, I believe, from the Hamlin Pool mines. With only 2 days at Denham, we started off our big day here, first of all by heading out to Monkey Mire. We were on the road nice and early to head out to Monkey Mire. It was actually just after 7 AM in the morning when we left Denham, and the reason that we left so early, not to drive into the sun like we are here now, but we had been told that possibly the first dolphin feeding will be at 8 AM. There are strict rules that the people out here must follow in regard to feeding of the dolphins, and nature being nature, they can only be fed when they come in. It's not something that you can say it's 8 AM in the morning, so let's go and feed them, because they're in a cage, but these are free swimming wild dolphins. A number of dolphins did swim up along the coastline, and as you can see here, one going in under the jetty, but obviously they weren't doing what they needed to do for the people to come down to feed them, and it was just a matter of waiting. But unfortunately, even though we did see them come down here, and there's a lot of people up here as you can see now waiting for the feeding to begin, unfortunately for us and those people, the feeding never occurred. Now don't quote me on this, I believe it's only during the morning, something like between 8 and 12 o'clock, 8 a.m, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that the dolphins are allowed to be fed. So if you want to go out and have a look at the dolphin feeding, make sure you check on the times before you do that. In the centre of the screen, if you can see it, there's actually a turtle out there, and he was quite content to sit out there and float and bop his head up and down every now and again just to see what was happening. But a bit of entertainment for the crowd, being as we missed out on the dolphin feeding. It's still early in the day, shadows were long, and we made our way over to the resort, where we thought we'd have a nice cup of coffee and try and get a bit of warmth back into the body. The line-up for the coffee was long, but that indicated to me that it must be good coffee. There are a number of signs placed up around Monkey Mire asking people not to feed the birds, and when you watch this seagull here on the table, you can understand why. Monkey Mire is purely a destination for holiday makers with the resort, the Caravan Park, and it has a very beautiful beach. From Monkey Mire, we were going to make our way out into the National Park, and this is a location that has been recommended by, believe it or not, someone in the Riverland in South Australia, as well as the local Tourist Information Centre back in Denham. The name of the national park that we're going to, if I've got it right, is pronounced Francois Peron. And that might be the last time you'll hear me say it, but the roads are fairly good, although they are sandy, a little bit of corrugation, but the best part with this one is you actually get a airing down station as you're driving out into it, so there's no need and no reason to go out there with overinflated tyres. There are a number of camping locations that you can camp at within this national park, and the big lagoon here is one of them, and it would be very, very pretty to see during that early morning sunshine and that late afternoon golden hour with the blue water and the red beaches. It's just the sort of thing that we love. When we arrived in the vehicle here at the Big Lagoon, we were near the boat ramp, and from there we walked up this platform here, boardwalk, that took you up to the top of the lookout. And it offers 360-degree views, and some of it is here as we're looking now that looks out over the water, and you can see all the different shades of blues and very clear water to look at. And then on the other side you look out over the campground. As we've travelled down the west coast of Western Australia, we've been very impressed with the facilities that the national parks offer for their park users and campers. And this barbecue area here, call it what you like, eating area, is no exception to the rule. It's got the sunken down tables here that you can sit out and eat your meal and watch your views out over the water, or you've got this elevated one here with the stools and the seats. It's a credit to them. From the big lagoon, we're now going to make our way to the most northern part of the national park, and that was to a location called Cape Peron. The graders were working, or the grader was working whilst we were in the national park on this day, so some of the road was very good and some of it was very loose and sandy, and the worst part of the sandy conditions that we're in at the moment was just before you got to Cape Peron. If you're like us and you like the red cliffs, the pretty blue water out in the ocean, and the nice clean white sand on the beach, well, this national park is a place to come and see it all, but for the best viewing of that, Cape Peron would be hands down the winner. For those wanting to come out and see all of this, you do need a high clearance 4-wheel drive with low range. That's what the information centre at Denham does stipulate, and they'll check what vehicle you've got before you get all the information regarding coming out here. But it's well worth the exercise and the enjoyment of coming out and seeing such a pretty place. As well as walking along the beach, you can go up on top of the red sand hills and you get some spectacular views of the blue water as you look out across the ocean. We did get a bit of a surprise as we were walking around. Unfortunately, we weren't quick enough to catch it on camera, but we had an echidna coming up the path and buried himself in this bush here, so we can't show you much of him, but that is an echidna in the bush. From Cape Peron, we made our way on to Skipjack Point. Fairly sandy when we arrived here, and we went on just that little bit further than these two vehicles and we found some hard ground here to park on. There is a boardwalk that will take you out to 2 lookout points, and as you go out you can stop and appreciate the views that you start to get, and when you continue along that boardwalk there is a seat here, and that allows you to sit down and just take in everything that you're looking at. As you reach the first lookout of the 2 lookouts that you'll go to, it has you facing Cape Peron. As you reach the other lookout, it has you looking directly out into the ocean. And on the day that we were there, there's this dolphin. If you look carefully, you'll see it swimming in the water and it's chasing fish. Once we had left Skipjack Point, we then visited 3 more locations, and the first one being Bottle Bay, followed by Gregory's, and the third one, South Gregory's. Now, what we would do next time if we were to go there for the very first time, we would suggest visiting these locations as you work your way north up the national park. So you do South Gregory's first, then you do Gregory's, Bottle Bay, Skipjack Point, and then Cape Peron, because these are nowhere near as pretty, I suppose. The scenery is nice, no doubt, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't got the wow factor like Cape Peron has, and we were a little bit disappointed when we went into them, but still very happy that we did all the same. The final location that we went and had a look at was a place called Herald Bight, and this one would have been the roughest section of the national park that we went into for the day. And when we come up to this section here, we thought that it was going to be very soft and very boggy, and then we reached this one and we thought, no, we're going to get stuck before we get to the beach. But the ground was very hard, it wasn't as soft and boggy as we thought, and the beach here on the white sand was very, very hard, and we quite enjoyed our time here at this one. What does make it easier on the vehicle when you try and go through areas like this here with all the soft sand, if you've got your tyres let down to the right pressure, then you know you should be within reason, fairly safe to get through. And once you get to the end of the national park, they had that deflating section, and on the opposite side of the road they've also got a re-inflating section. It's very well set out. Well, we'll end this video here, and a very enjoyable time out in the national park. A beautiful place, very colourful, and from here we'll start to make our way down towards Kalbarri. So until that next video goes up, you take care and look after yourself.